Senator, as you well know, there are a number of fellow conservatives out there who say that this is just a smokescreen, and it doesn't change the fact that what they believe you have agreed to is amnesty for illegal immigrants.
Well, first of all, anyone who's in this country illegally is going to have to undergo a background check. They're going to have to pay a substantial fine for having violated our laws. And in return for that, the only thing they get, different from what they have now, is they're going to have to start paying taxes. And we'll know who they are. Right now, they're here already. We're not talking about new people. We're talking about people that are living here now, that have been here for at least since December of 2011. And the only thing they're going to do now that they're not doing is they're going to be paying taxes and undergoing a background check and paying a fine. But beyond that, we have very significant border measures that are now going to be amended onto the bill, which basically says that no one can become a legal permanent resident of the United States until we complete 700 miles of real border fencing, until we add and double the size of the Border Patrol to 40,000 by adding 20,000 new agents, until E-Verify is fully implemented, an entry-exit tracking system to prevent visa overstays is fully implemented, and until a very dramatic technology plan is fully implemented.
How many votes do you think that this ultimately is going to get you? Obviously, you probably know more than anybody. You've been working your fellow Republican colleagues.
Well, I don't know the exact number, but I think it'll bring a substantial number of conservatives on board.
Enough to get through the House, or even to get the House to take it up?
Listen, the House is a whole other process. I'm not in a position to tell the House what to do. They're going to have their own product. They're going to have their own views, and we're going to wait for them to do their part of it, and we'll see where we go from there. Our job now is to get the strongest possible legislation and measures out of the Senate.
You understand the politics of this probably better than anybody within the Republican Party. For someone like you from a diverse state with likely higher ambition politically, this is important. For somebody who is in a conservative, very red state, voting for something like immigration reform hurts them rather than helps them. How do you overcome that?
Well, I understand why conservatives are upset. They've seen all these promises in the past that haven't been delivered. That's why we're saying that nobody can become a legal permanent resident of the United States unless these border measures pass, all 5 of them. And that's why we have to do it that way, because otherwise it won't happen. That's been the evidence in the past. I understand why people are frustrated. I do. We shouldn't do this for politics. I can tell you politically this is as much a negative as it is a positive. People are really upset, and I respect it and I understand it. By the other token, though, this is hurting America. This should be about helping the United States. And if nothing passes, then this disaster we have now, that's what's going to stay in place.
It's a negative as much as a positive. Is it a risk for you politically?
Well, I don't know about for me. Certainly there are people that are upset. I mean, there are people that I agree with on every other issue who are mad at us for having gotten involved in this issue. And primarily they're just distrustful that the government will do its part. And that's why we have to guarantee that it happens by saying that no one who's violated our immigration laws will become a legal permanent resident unless all 5 of these things, the agents, the fence, the technology, the E-Verify, and the entry-exit tracking system. Unless all 5 happen, no one who's violated our immigration laws can become a legal permanent resident.
I know you have to get to a vote. One last question. In all candor, how much of your personal credibility and viability is on the line here? I mean, nobody talks about this without talking about Marco Rubio in the same breath politically.
Well, I honestly have not analyzed it that way.
No,
because if I wanted to do something political, the easiest thing to do politically is just not deal with the issue, give a couple speeches and not play and get involved in trying to solve it. I'm dealing with this because this is hurting our country badly. I have studied this issue for 2 years, and I know we have to solve it. If we don't solve this issue, the illegal immigrants are still going to be here illegally. People will continue to come in. People will continue to overstay their visas. And our broken legal immigration system will still stay in place. That's why I'm doing it.